Ion fertilization, also known as ocean ion fertilization (OIF), is a geoengineering technique used to stimulate the growth of marine phytoplankton in part of the ocean where iron is a limiting nutrient. Phytoplankton are small marine plants that play a critical role in the ocean ecosystem and are responsible for much of the photosynthesis on the planet. The basic concept of ion fertilization is to add iron-rich minerals to the surface water of an iron-limited region of the ocean. By increasing the concentration of iron, plankton growth can be stimulated, which in turn will lead to an uptake of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The phytoplankton die and sink to the ocean floor. They take carbon with them, effectively sequestering it at the bottom of the ocean. Ion fertilization has been proposed as a potential geoengineering technique to mitigate climate change by reducing the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. However, the effectiveness and feasibility of ocean ion fertilization on a large scale remain uncertain, and concerns have been raised about its potential environmental impact, including its effect on marine ecosystem and ocean chemistry. Scientists have determined the atmospheric gas composition of ancient times primarily by studying ice cores and sediment samples from the Earth. By analyzing the composition of gas bubble trapped in ice cores and sediment layers, scientists can determine how the Earth's atmosphere has changed over time. For example, ice cores taken from glaciers in Antarctica and Greenland have provided a detailed record of atmospheric carbon dioxide levels dating back over 800,000 years. The ice core also allow scientists to study the simultaneous change that occur in Earth's climate and condition of the planet. Additionally, scientists have used various techniques to study the chemical and isotopic composition of rocks, which can provide clues about the composition of the atmosphere in ancient times. For instance, the presence of certain type of isotope within rocks can indicate the concentration of gases like carbon dioxide or oxygen in the atmosphere at the time the rock was formed. Overall, scientists have pieced together a detailed understanding of the Earth's atmospheric composition over time by utilizing multiple scientific techniques and studying various sources such as ice cores, sediments, samples, and rocks. John Martin, a marine biologist, proposed the ion hypothesis in the late 20th century. His findings were based on observation that regions of the ocean that were rich in nutrients but low in phytoplankton growth were also deficient in iron, a key nutrient for phytoplankton growth. Martin suggested that phytoplankton growth in this region could be stimulated by adding iron to the ocean water, which will increase the uptake of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Martin's initial observations were made during an oceanographic expedition in the Southern Ocean, where he observed a great belt of barrenness where nutrient concentration were high but phytoplankton growth was low. He suggested that the cause of this paradoxical situation was a lack of iron in the water, which led to iron limitation of phytoplankton growth. Martin's iron hypothesis was controversial at the time, and it took several decades for the scientific community to fully embrace it. However, subsequent experiments and observational studies have largely confirmed his finding and established ion fertilization as a viable technique for mitigating climate change through the sequestration of carbon dioxide in the ocean. The main objective of ocean ion fertilization (OIF) is to stimulate the growth of phytoplankton in areas of the ocean that are iron deficient. Phytoplankton play a vital role in the food chain and are responsible for much of the photosynthesis that takes place in the ocean, which in turn sequesters carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. By adding iron to certain regions of the ocean, it is believed that the growth of the phytoplankton will be increased, leading to an uptake of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. As the phytoplankton die and sink to the ocean floor, they take carbon with them, effectively sequestering it at the bottom of the ocean. Therefore, the primary goal of OIF is to reduce the concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide, the primary greenhouse gas responsible for global warming. Some also see it as a potential tool for addressing ocean acidification, which is caused by the absorption of carbon dioxide by the ocean, leading to the acidification of seawater and threatening marine ecosystem. However, the feasibility and effectiveness on OIF on a large scale is still a topic of debate, and some concerns have been raised about its potential impacts of marine ecosystem, ocean current, and the potential release of other greenhouse gases. The main objective of the future Korean iron fertilization experiment in the Southeast Ocean KIFES project is to gain a better understanding of the effectiveness and environmental impact of the ocean fertilization as a potential geoengineering tool to address climate change. Specifically, the KIFES project aims to investigate the potential for iron fertilization to increase the biological productivity of the Southern Ocean and sequester carbon from the atmosphere. The project will involve adding iron to a specific area of the Southern Ocean and monitoring the response of phytoplankton growth and carbon sequestration. Additionally, the project will assess the potential environmental impact of ocean iron fertilization, including its effect on marine ecosystem, ocean chemistry, and the potential release of other greenhouse gases. The KIFES project is significant because it aims to conduct one of the largest ocean iron fertilization experiments to date. The project will also utilize advanced scientific instruments and monitoring techniques to collect detailed data about the effectiveness and impact of iron fertilization. Overall, the KIFES project has the potential to improve our understanding of ocean iron fertilization as a strategy for mitigating climate change and contribute to developing more effective and sustainable climate solutions. Iron fertilization experiments have been conducted in various regions of the world ocean, including the Southern Ocean, Equatorial Pacific, and North Pacific. These areas have been of interest to scientists and industries due to their large marine ecosystem and potential for carbon storage. The Southern Ocean is of particular interest due to its key role in regulating the global climate by absorbing atmospheric carbon dioxide. The ocean circulates around the Antarctic continent, and the deep waters of the region are a major sink for carbon dioxide, playing an important role in the global carbon cycle. The region is also iron limited, making it a prime candidate for iron fertilization experiment aimed at augmenting the biological pump and sequestering carbon. The North Pacific has been considered as a potential location for iron fertilization experiments due to the region's significant carbon storage potential. However, the region is relatively less iron limited than the Southern and Equatorial Pacific, and future experiments in the region may require more careful consideration of the environmental impact. Overall, the areas of iron fertilization experiment in the world ocean are chosen based on their biological, chemical characteristic, and potential for carbon storage. The goal of these experiments is to stimulate primary productivity and increase the uptake of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, potentially mitigating climate change. Additionally, the project will assess the potential environmental impact of ocean iron fertilization, including its effect on marine ecosystem, ocean chemistry, and the potential release of other greenhouse gases. The KIFES project is significant because it aims to conduct one of the largest ocean iron fertilization experiments to date. The project will also utilize advanced scientific instruments and monitoring techniques to collect detailed data about the effectiveness and impact of iron fertilization. Overall, the KIFES project has the potential to improve our understanding of ocean iron fertilization as a strategy for mitigating climate change and contribute to developing more effective and sustainable climate solutions.